Good evening, humans. Proud to be working with TrueStuff.com and bringing you this unboxing overview and first impressions of the Notch Talon Telescoping Polesaw. Now, what differentiates this from other pole saws is that the construction is carbon fiber and fiberglass, making it 30% lighter and 20% stiffer than a comparable Hayauchi. Now, this comes in three different varieties: a 2-stage, 3-stage, and 4-stage. And this here is the 3-stage version. Now, the 2-stage version goes from 7 foot 6 inches to 13 foot 2 inches. The 3-stage, this one goes from 9 feet to 21 feet 3 inches, and the 4-stage goes from 8 foot 2 inches to 22 feet 4 inches. They all come with Silky blades. On the 2-stage, there is a Silky Acrobat head. On this 3-stage, there is a Hayauchi, and on the 4-stage, there is a Hayauchi. So you know you're going to be getting good cutting. They all use friction locks, so you have infinite adjustability and no pins to make sure you're at the right setting. They work on friction. See there, lock it in. All come with the appropriate Silky sheath, and also feature a rubber boot on the bottom to prevent breakage. And all three of the blades that these models come with are 5.5 teeth per inch, so they're incredibly aggressive. One thing to keep in mind is, although these are not aluminum made, they are also not insulated and not for use around power lines. One of the cool features about this particular model is that it has a 2-position saw head on it. So let's take a closer look at that. So this is the straighter position here, as a brand new blade, never been used. Definitely don't need it to be more aggressive. But to switch it over. So with that bolt removed, I'm not sure how well the camera's gonna pick it up, but there's actually 2 different holes in there for you to choose from. So if we go to the second hole, it's gonna be set in that position. So you can see it's going to be much more aggressive. I haven't used this yet, but I'm assuming that I'll keep it in the more upright position until the blade starts dulling out a little bit, which is going to be quite a while. It's Silky. And then once I'm getting less of a bite, maybe I'll switch to this position. And here you can see the close-up of the friction locks. One thing that I've read about these particular pole saws, if you're going to be frequently working in damp environments, you may want to grab a screwdriver and kind of tighten down these friction lots a little bit. It'll help hold them in place after the pole gets damp. Increase the friction on it and hold it in place a bit better. I don't own a Hayauchi, which is kind of what they're comparing it to when they came up with the percentages of weight and stiffness. But I do own this guy, which is the comparable pole saw that I've been using. I've been pretty happy with. This is a steel branded one, but it's not steel made, it's an ARS, also actually available from TrueStuff. Biggest downfall of this thing though is when it's all the way extended, it is incredibly flimsy. So I'm gonna set something up and just kind of test out just how much stiffer this carbon fiber saw really is. So I took the saw heads off and got it set up. One thing I didn't realize, for some reason I was thinking my steel one was longer than this, but you can clearly see how much longer the Notch one is. The Notch one's good 3 feet or so longer. So the shape on the ARS is asymmetrical, so I went ahead and put a clamp on the end to kind of hold it in the position where you'd be putting pressure down on it. And the tools on my wall are actually my backups. My main toolkit I keep in the bags. That way if I need to travel to the equipment, I'm set. Those things are pretty heavy. Toss them on here and see what happens. I don't really feel like breaking anything, so let's toss one on there and see what happens. All right, mark the halfway point here. No. Shoot, I mean. Alright, well, the clamp didn't hold it in the right position, so. Actually, I'm gonna get a lighter weight. Makes me worry a little bit. Alright, let's try with some bar oil. There we go. So the lowest point, right midway, we're at about 31 3/4 inches. Let's set the carbon fiber guy. (33.5 inches). That's significantly stiffer. Of course, I'm only using mainly the bottom 2 sections, so I'm gonna flip it around, do it the other way. Let's see how stiff that top section is since it's a smaller diameter. All right, so now using the top section of it. We're at 33.5, the exact same. So yeah, a lot stiffer, that's for sure. I just filmed that last night and haven't edited, so here, let's give it a test. Yeah, that was fully extended. It's a whole lot stiffer than my ARS. I definitely gonna like this thing. Cool. Check the description below for a link to the product page at treestuff.com. Use the discount code online to receive 7% off your entire order at treestuff.com. And as always, have a good one, humans.